Hey y'all, welcome back to Zesty Thoughts, episode 3. I really needed this today. I need to decompress from the string of phone calls that I had to endure today with like my health insurance, urgent care facility, medical group. Oh my God, just like super mentally exhausting, not informative at all. Actually more confused than before I called. Love that. When I tell you, it seemed like neither of the people that I like spoke to, or any of the people, because I spoke to like 4 or 5 different people, I feel like none of them knew the answer to my question or like could explain the issue that was going on. Love that. Like a hill that I will die on. I feel like the medical industry, at least in the US, I know there's probably issues everywhere, but like it just needs to be dismantled and like rebuilt from the ground up in like layman's terms. Because like when the people that work for the company like don't know the answers or like can't explain things, or like there's something wrong there. There is something wrong there for sure. I don't know. So I really needed this today. I really needed to hop on and just gab and chill with y'all, and talk about my fun like week and last 2 weeks and stuff like that. So here we are. We're back for the 3rd episode. So thank you for joining, and thank you to everyone who's already subscribed and liked and downloaded and followed and everything. This is up on YouTube. We do video for all y'all that are listening in like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you want to hop over to YouTube and see video content as well, you can. And then if you're on YouTube, got Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. So hop on over and follow on those. And thank you for all the support and love and likes and comments and everything. I really appreciate it. So my week has been pretty good. I have gotten into a new like nighttime routine of watching SpongeBob and like falling asleep to SpongeBob. It's like so nostalgic for me. I grew up watching a ton of it. And I just love it so much. It just puts me in like a good mood. So I'm like, oh, it's a perfect way to end the night. Just like do my skincare, all that. I meditate a little bit, and then I just set SpongeBob up on my phone next to my bed and just like put a little sleep timer on and just vibe out before bed. So it's been a nice like new nighttime routine. I found, I didn't know that you could like stream SpongeBob anywhere. I guess I like hadn't really seeked it out before, but like Rocky told me to watch Fleabag, which is insane. I'm like addicted to that as well right now. And then I was just scrolling Prime Video and I was like, oh, they have SpongeBob. So that started that, and it's been fantastic. Rocky and I hung out like this past weekend. For those of you that don't know, Rocky's my bestie. We hung out and made a few drinks and watched SpongeBob. And it was a blast. My parents were like, oh, we heard like singing. It's like, yeah, because I ripped my pants. So we were vibing along to it. I love it so much. Can't get enough of it. My week was pretty chill. We had recitals for my students this weekend. They did so good. Like I had some students accompany themselves and they like totally slayed. I was like a proud mom. I was like, I was like crying with the moms. Like everyone did so good. I figured today I would start with my out-of-pocket thing that my student said, because it kind of opens up a can of worms that will go into a topic that I thought would kind of come up on here anyway. It definitely will, probably in further detail when I like interview some like musician friends of mine and people that I know in the industry. But yeah, so we're going to start with the first out-of-pocket thing that my student said to me. This was like on a Monday. It was like my first student. And she is like 10, I think. And she came in and she was like, oh my gosh, Miss Caitlin. Like she saw me. She was like, hi. I was like, how was your week? She's like, good. She's like, Miss Caitlin, your outfit is so cute for an adult. Dude, for an adult? If there is one thing that a child is going to eat down, it's a backhanded compliment. a backhanded compliment. Like, are you kidding me? For an adult, why can't it just be a cute outfit? And I don't know if that's because, like, I don't know, have adults lost touch? Is that just like a constant thing that every generation is going to deal with? Like losing touch and being unfashionable? Or like what? Maybe that's an American thing too, because I feel like adults, I don't know, adults in other countries, I feel like, I don't know, maybe dress better. Maybe it's like a socioeconomic thing too. It could be, I don't know, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's because of like the pandemic and kind of like shutdown and everything, but like I was like 21, 22 that summer before, and then like everything shut down. So I still feel that age sometimes. I'm 26 now. I still feel 21. So like I still feel like really young. Like I am still young, but like I don't feel like, I feel like the same age. So I don't know. I still feel like I dress that age too, but like maybe just in like a more like mature, modest way. I don't know, like more appropriately, especially because I work with kids. But I don't know, like my soul would not be caught dead being like unrelatable to the youth, or like what's the word? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just like against my instincts to be like out of touch or like not with the times. And I don't know, the topic that I was thinking we would probably discuss at a further date is like this like need, like artists and people that are creatives that like feel the need to like stay relevant and like keep up with like pop culture. And like, I don't know, maybe just because like musicians are closely involved in entertainment and like are, some would say, like products in a way. So it's just like part of that like business side of entertainment that like you have to be like, everything has to be up to date and like current, and like you have to be, you know, catering to the youth, because the youth consume a lot of art and they're like the ones who are super fans and like go to a lot of concerts and get front row tickets for their birthday and like, you know, things like that. So it's like if you're not connecting with the youth, like you're missing out on a lot of like a big chunk of the market. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like entertainers just like have to have a pulse on culture. But I also feel like that's something that's like kind of exhausting to have to keep up with. And that's not even my hot take of the week. I just feel like that's like a lot. Like you're already so focused on just like creating authentically and trying to like make art that like resonates with you and your soul. And like, hopefully it can resonate with other people and people can connect with you bearing your soul and like feel seen through that. But to then add to that like labor, you know, like we have to keep up on social media. We have to like do all these things. And then like if you miss things, then it's like detrimental, you know, I don't know. That's, like I said, that's a whole other can of worms that we could open. But I don't know. I feel like it's like, I don't know. It's always been intrinsic in me though. Maybe that's just like human nature, that we want to like know what is new and what is exciting and what is different. And like, we don't want to grow old. I don't know. Is that like, this is getting deep really fast. Is that like maybe like a deep like fear that we're like, oh, I don't want to grow old and croak. So if I'm like youthful and like involved in like culture that is involved with or closely related to like what the youth is doing, then I'll feel more young. I don't know. Maybe that's just like an ageist like trope that society is dealing with, or that they, you know, have dealt with in the past, that like ageism is like such a thing. I mean, I don't know. I can't relate to like not wanting to share my age. And maybe that's just because I feel like the younger my generation doesn't like care so much about it. But also I say that now and I could fast forward like 10, 20 years into the future and then be like, oh, haha, never ask a woman her age, never ask a woman her weight, you know, like, I don't know, I guess, until I get there. But it is what it is. That will definitely be like more of a topic in the future, just like that pop culture, like the balance between like being an artist and then like having to also cater and like think about your audience so much at the forefront of like your creation and like how it can get in the way, but also how it can help at the same time. It's a very interesting topic. I already have people in mind that I can have on. Ooh, and we could chat this through. It'll be so interesting. I love it. Anyway, okay, let's see. Now we'll go through my hot toddy take of the week and the title of the podcast. Today, there is one thing that I have always said, I've said a million times, and I will say it again. I think that crows are misunderstood, like birds, crows, like the bird. I think that crows are really beautiful. And a lot of people, I know there's like this like stereotype or like this superstition surrounding crows that they're like creepy or that they are a signal of like a bad omen or something. But I think they're so beautiful. And like in the same way, like black cats, I freaking love black cats so much. Like I had a black cat at one point and I would get another black cat. But like I love crows. I think they're so beautiful, like crows and ravens, but like specifically crows, because I just see them all the time. Like they're all over and people get like weirded out by them. And I'm like, grow up. It's a little flying void. It's adorable. I love crows. I think they're so cute. And I was talking to Rocky about this, my bestie, and I was like, dude, I feel like that's like internalized racism. Black crows, like black birds, black cats. What is up with that? They're beautiful. So check your judgments and check your oh my gosh, I'm reading the word. Check your prejudice at the door, y'all. Crows are amazing and crows are beautiful and crows need love too. So thank you. That is my hot toddy take of the week. Anyway, what is Zesty thirsting for this week? So my Irish brother, Barry Keoghan. To be honest, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. That's super embarrassing. I want to say Keoghan, but I feel like that's not right. Yikes. But dude, he won. He hit the jackpot. He took the dub and he ran with it. And if y'all have not seen Killing of a Sacred Deer, if you haven't seen Saltburn, this man he's like typecasted as like a psychopath, like weirdo, like something's off, and he just like, he's very good at playing that type and like has a really good, not face for it, but like, I don't know. He has a very natural, instinctive like facial expressions and like artistic, like acting, like I want to say phrasing, but like, I don't know. He has very good mannerisms for it. Mannerisms. He has really good mannerisms for it. And I just love, if you guys haven't watched interviews of his, like, he has some really good ones out there. I think he did Hot Ones. I watched the Hot Ones and that was just so funny. But man, he knows what he's doing and he's only following his girl. Come on, y'all. Take notes, y'all. That's crazy. Oh, my cover just fell on my keyboard. It's all good. But no, I'm obsessed with him. I love his personality. Watch some interviews, you guys, of him, because he has like the stereotypical like Irish humor. He reminds me like the way he speaks and like his syntax and like witty, like kind of speed of like the speed of his wit. It is very much like that's so common in like Irish culture, and it reminds me of like being there and like the way people speak and like they're all just like jokesters and like they don't take life too seriously. Like, I love it. So yeah, I don't know if I'm thirsting for him, but just like the idea of him, and like, I love him and Sabrina together. Like, I think it's so cute, and I loved the video. I mean, that's a whole other topic we could go into. Like, that video is just insane. So good. Its cinematography is pretty cool for a music video. And I just love it. It's so iconic that she had him in it. Like, that like hasn't really been done a lot. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of like taboo to have a partner in a video as like a love interest. So I think it's super cool. And the song is just like, the song is addicting. It just is. It's so unique. Like the blend of genres and just like the harmonies are so rich and so pretty. It's just like altogether amazing. But yeah, y'all, I mean, can't get enough of him, can't get enough of them. They ate at the Met. I'm sorry. I don't care what none of y'all say. I think they ate down at the Met. It was so good. Love it so much. One other note that I put down, I wrote this down in my notes app this week because I was like, now that I think about it, I feel like I'm like very suspicious of like the legitimacy of like vitamins and supplements. But I just like keep taking them. I don't know. Like, I feel like because they're not like regulated, it makes me question, like, I found myself in existential dread staring at the bottle. Like, is what's on the label actually in this? Like, or is it just like random? You know, I mean, I don't know. Not that I fully trust the FDA to like regulate much compared to other countries, but like, dude, why do I just keep taking them if I'm suspicious of them? I don't know. I'm like vegan, so I take like a supplement that will do like B12 and like omegas, because like I'm not very good at like just eating flaxseed and like chia seeds and like nutritional yeast every day. So like I just supplement so that I get it regularly and I don't like worry about that, because like for a while I wasn't doing supplements and like I was just getting all those things out of my food, and then I don't know, I just got kind of lazy with it and like I like lost track of it, and then I was like, oh, like should probably be like more consistent with it, otherwise I'll be deficient in something. So yeah, but I don't know, y'all. I kind of feel like we should make that a thing. Like I feel like the FDA or like some type of organization should start like regulating vitamins. And I know they're like little third party companies that kind of are starting to do it, or that are getting more popular with like testing for heavy metals and like things like that. But it's like, I don't know if there are like certifications that like confirm that like what's on the label is actually in it. Maybe I should look that up. I bet you that's a thing. Like totally has to be a thing. Oh my gosh. Tangent on the recitals that we had. Are you ever like somewhere and like at a performance or something and people are clapping, and then you hear that just like one person that has a really crispy clap? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like a clap that just like, it's like, ooh, like it just like reverberates in the room. It's louder than all the other claps, and it's like crisp. Like it has like the perfect amount of like, I can't do it myself, so I don't know. I can't like explain it either. But next time you're out and about, you're at a concert or something, listen out for it. Now maybe it's just the venue that we were in. It's like a recital hall, so it's like meant to acoustically like sound good. But so I don't know that it would really translate very well in like a large venue. But definitely if you're in like a small venue, dude, that crispy clap, it's like the same thing when people can go like, you know, like when they can whistle and do that like crazy loud whistle. Like I've kind of always wanted to be able to do that. I bet I could teach myself. I don't know. I'm going to look up a tutorial after this and teach myself how to do that whistle, because I've always wanted to. Like anytime I've been anywhere where someone can do that, I'm like, how did you figure out that you can do that? Like, did you just do it one day, or did you know someone that did it and then you like tried to copy it and you just like, or like, oh, I can also do that. Can everyone do it, or is it like only some people? Can it be learned? I don't know, I should look it up. Oh my gosh. Another note, when I first moved into this place, I got some new plants. I got a fern, Boston fern, and then I got a palm. I forget the name of the palm. I wonder if I could find it. But I got a new palm, types of palm trees. It was like, Areca palm. So I got an Areca palm, and then I got a Boston fern. The Boston fern has been thriving. I have been doing the Lord's work on that Boston fern, and it has been like, there's so many new little like babies popping out, new little stems and leaves, and it's looking so happy. But like, when I tell y'all that I just like brutally killed the Areca palm, or so I thought. I had it inside, and it was like in this corner here before this was here. So it had like ample kind of some direct light and like indirect light, but like pretty consistently. And I don't know, I think maybe when I got it, like I overwatered it a little bit, or it wasn't getting enough sun to really, need to soak up the moisture from the roots and like actually dry out a little bit in the soil. So I don't know. I almost killed that thing for good, like completely. Like I genuinely thought that it was like done for, and I spent like $90 on it. Of course I killed the expensive plant. The Boston fern was like nothing, but like I dropped a bill on this palm. Like I was like, I'm going to invest in a palm because I just wanted it for like the aesthetic in my room. And I feel so bad. I almost killed it. But my one of my new neighbors is like a total green thumb, like insane, like tons of plants, flowers, fruits, like random things. And I was like, how do I save it? Because at that point, like I had stopped watering it like for a while. I pruned the crap out of it. Like it was pretty much down to nothing. And it was so sad. Like it was so sad to look at. I was like, I'm sorry. But she was like, oh, just put it outside first of all. That way it can get like way more sun. And she's like, that's good. You pruned it. Just let it dry out completely, like almost completely. She said, pick it up out of the pot every few days and kind of check on the soil. Let at least like half of it kind of dry out because it needs to. And then she said, then just like drown that baby, drown him. So I did, and I have just been checking the soil, waiting until it like gets more dry, and then giving it a good old flood. And then I've been watering it. Yeah. And 2 days ago, you guys, I'm so happy. 2 days ago, my dad was like, oh, do you see the new growth? I was like, new what? And there's 2 little baby frogs popping out. I was like, oh, no way. So when I saw my neighbor, I was like, thank you for your advice, because that was almost murder. It was so close to being murder. So thank you, neighbor. Thank you so much. Yeah. So that is amazing. But I don't know. One thing I like thought of regarding my lack of green thumb, I mean, there are some plants that I'm able to like, take care of thoroughly, and like then they will thrive. But then there are some that I just like can't get a grip on. And I'm wondering if like, I thought of this. I was like, I put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, honestly, it's like crazy idea, crazy thing to say or to think, that like, I feel like the plants that are not native to environments that are similar to where ethnically I am from, like in history, like my genes. Like I feel like I kill those plants that are not similar. So like, to rephrase that, like most of my heritage is like Irish, English, Scottish / like Nordic. And plants that like thrive in weather that's like, it's frequently like humid and like lots of rain and like lots of like kind of flooding and not a lot of dryness like it is here. But like those plants, I feel like I like instinctively, without even like following a schedule or like whatever, like I just like, I water them with my heart and my soul, and they're like always popping. But then like plants that are native to like parts of the world that are like different than like that part of like Europe and like Nordic areas, like I want to say ecologically. Is there a term for that? Like weather wise? I think it's ecologically, but you know what I mean? Like parts of the world that are like vastly different. It's like the extreme deserts or like, you know, tropical rainforest. Like even that is like vastly different than like somewhere like Ireland or like England. I always kill them. Like I don't know what it is, and it's like sometimes I'll Google or I'll like try to follow like somewhat of a schedule, but those are the plants that I like always have trouble with, and I'm like, what is up with that? Like, is that like a genetic thing? That is such a stupid thing to say. Was that a genetic thing? Genetically, I like can only take care of plants that no. But do you know what I mean? I don't know. I thought of that. I was like, I wonder if that's why. Does anyone else relate? Oh my gosh. Anyway, y'all, I think I'm gonna wrap this episode up. I'm trying to get someone on for the next episode. I guess we'll see. I'm gonna see who's available and like try to plan out some guests. But in the meantime, thank you guys for listening and for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that kind of stuff. Go ahead and subscribe here on YouTube or subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening at the moment. And then go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram. My username is Annábla.now, ANNABLA.now. Because I'm going to post clips on there. I'm going to post updates, things like that, little teasers about guests, and all things zesty. So thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week and have a fun weekend and be safe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.